Hello everyone, and welcome to MotorTrend Television. From the staff at MotorTrend Magazine, I'm John Mathias, and we're glad you're with us. In this episode, we'll show you the 2002 version of the still-selling but not often seen Acura NSX. We're also going for a ride in the fastest street-legal car we've tested yet, and wait till you see what we clocked it against. Hold on for that and much more on this edition of MotorTrend Television. It's become somewhat of a MotorTrend rite of spring. We test the newest, fastest accelerating street-legal car we can find. But this year, we upped the ante. Not only did we test our contender against the clock, we put it up against the ultimate aerodynamic challenger. Watch this. This year's challenger to the fastest street car we've tested crown is a beefed up but still smog-legal C5 Corvette. Based on its specifications, this fierce vet seemed like a shoe-in for top honors. So, we decided some worthy competition was in order. Like a fighter jet. Absurd? Sure, that's why we did it. The car was built by well-known Corvette tuner John Lingenfelter.
This particular car has got a 427 cubic inch twin turbocharged LS1. We bored and stroked it. Originally it was 350 cubic inches, now it's 427. We've modified just about everything on this car. The customer wanted the quickest street car that we had ever built, and this is it.
That customer was Dallas-based car enthusiast Steve Dumler.
I've enjoyed cars ever since I've been old enough to drive. Had several fast cars, and this is the best of the bunch.
This awesome Vet's 7-liter V8 is good for more than 800 horsepower. These specifications are an indication it's fast. But how fast? What about 0 to 60 in an incredible 1.97 seconds? That's right, 1.97 seconds. But we found a formidable opponent at the Naval Air Station in El Centro, California. Here, the Navy's legendary Blue Angels agreed to provide one of their fighter jets for a face-off with the Corvette. Since its creation in 1946, this precision flight team has wowed millions of spectators across America and Europe. Only the finest Navy and Marine pilots are selected to be a part of this elite demonstration squadron. Many, in fact, have completed the now famous Top Gun training and are regarded as the best of the best. Their finely honed skills allow them to fly these jets in formation with as little as 18 inches between them. The Blue Angels' current aircraft of choice is the Boeing F18 Hornet. This lean, mean machine's horsepower outguns the Corvette by a considerable margin. On the other hand, its curb weight is substantially greater than the weight of our twin-turbo coupe. It's easy to tell the F18 Hornet is fast, but this Corvette is much less obvious.
The coolest thing about this car is actually that it looks so stock. So many guys build these radical street cars with wings and tires and stuff hanging off, and it screams performance. This car, if you were driving down the road, you'd never know that it's got 800 plus horsepower at the tires.
For the first part of this matchup, MotorTrend editor John Kiewitz took Lieutenant Michael Blankenship of the Blue Angels along for an acceleration test of this well-massaged Corvette.
Well, you ready to go for a ride?
Yeah, how about a flight suit?
No flight suit today, but we did bring along a little air sickness bag just in case you need it.
I'll hold it for you in case you get sick. Let's go, John.
We set up MotorTrend's test instruments on the runway to get a reading on the Vet's quarter-mile numbers. Then, let the twin turbos show us their stuff. The Corvette covered the quarter mile in an impressive 9.24 seconds, setting a new record as the fastest street car we've tested. Impressive automotive performance by any measure, but Blue Angel impressive?
What do you think of that 150-mile-an-hour blast in this Vet?
That was fast, John, but tell you what, why don't you give me an opportunity to show you what real speed is like right here.
All right, let's do it.
Far be it from John to turn down an offer like that. But first, a detailed pre-flight briefing for our experienced driver, but novice flyer. The first couple of rules were basically, don't touch anything.
The third rule is have a good turn. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I want you to enjoy it.
Enjoy it, sure. But what if John's stomach couldn't withstand the brutal G-forces of these extreme flight maneuvers?
To your left and to your right are what we call party bags. And we got them stuffed in like Kleenexes. If you start to feel sick, let 7 know, hey, I'm not feeling too good. Could you go ahead and level off?
On that note, it was time for our editor to trade his driving suit for a flight suit and prepare for the ride of a lifetime. Later in the show, we'll have the rest of John's most excellent adventure and the results of our Corvette versus Jet face-off. But right for a little added class. Our test showed the winner was the 2002 Subaru WRX sedan with a 0 to 60 time of 5.6 seconds. It's time for the rest of our Corvette versus Jet showdown. A lopsided matchup? Not so fast. The outcome of this test may just surprise you. The challengers in this MotorTrend face-off are the tops in their respective classes. For comparison purposes, let's review some numbers. The C5 Corvette has a base price of $46,400. As tested, our custom-made Lingenfelter version runs a pocket-busting $165,000. But base price for the F18 Hornet is a cool $28 million. The as-tested price? Don't even ask. The Corvette has superior fuel economy, delivering an estimated 15 miles per gallon city and 24 highway. The FA18 is a little thirstier, 1.62 miles per gallon. That's why its tank holds over 1,600 gallons compared to the Corvette's 16.5. With takeoff just minutes away, MotorTrend editor John Kiewitz found getting into his aircraft seat to be a bit more complicated than sliding behind the wheel of the Corvette. There was little doubt he was just along for the ride. The pilot on this once-in-a-lifetime flight was Blue Angel Captain Len Anderson, call sign Lonnie. He gave us a hint of what John's ride would be like.
When we have all 4 jets in full afterburner, it's more than the horsepower of the starting lineup of the Daytona 500, so there's quite a bit of horsepower out there.
With our editors safely strapped in, Captain Anderson and the ground crew performed final pre-flight checks on the aircraft. As the Boeing Hornet taxied toward takeoff, the MotorTrend crew took up a safe runway position to measure the FA-18's ground acceleration. Captain Anderson applied full brakes, spooled up the turbine engines, and hit the afterburners.
There's 60. Let's go.
Amazingly, our instruments revealed the Corvette actually beat the FA-18 off the line. The Hornet could only muster a 0 to 60 time of 3.57 seconds, but when the velocity got above 150 miles per hour, this competition was over.
260, ready, hit it. And we're off. This is awesome, man.
High in the skies of Southern California, Captain Anderson gave John a taste of the signature Blue Angel air show maneuvers. From a 32,000-pound thrust vertical climb to zero-gravity inverted flight to breaking the sound barrier, MotorTrend's editorial professionalism was well represented. But when Captain Anderson put the Hornet into a bank turn with a force exceeding 7 Gs, we found what separates the pilots from the drivers.
Okay, here we go. Rolling left, a little pull. We're going to go right to 5. Here comes 6. There's 6.5. There's 6.8. All right, John. Stay with me, buddy. Stay with me, John. You're all right. You're all right, John. Hey, Johnny. Stay with me, man. You're all right.
Yeah, okay.
A little woozy after his brief G-nap blackout, our scribe dusted off his pride and was back to work evaluating the performance of the ultimate two-seater. Back on the ground, we wanted in-depth analysis. Right.
That was a pretty wild ride.
And what was the true test of John's skills riding shotgun?
At one point, I had to grab the bag, and I said, don't do it, and it got pretty close, but I didn't use it, so for me, that's a victory.
Maximum speed? Okay, we knew the deck was stacked in favor of the Hornet. The fighter's top end is more than 1.8 times the speed of sound. The Corvette? An estimated 240 miles an hour. In the final analysis, We think Steve Dumler's Lingenfelter Corvette proved it has nothing to apologize for where ground-based acceleration is concerned. Besting a fighter jet from 0 to 60 and in the standing quarter mile are pretty stout accomplishments. And for one MotorTrend editor, it's a comparison test he'll never forget.
There's no doubt that this Blue Angels ride is the best performance ride I've ever had.
If you have an opportunity to witness a Blue Angels show in person, don't miss it. Seeing the discipline, skills, and bravery of this squadron can't help but leave you with a profound sense of national pride. MotorTrend Television will be back in a minute. Don't go away.